Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show with VSA 360. Finally, the date that we were waiting for, although on my Wednesday live FB, I said that the GE were likely to be on the 8th and 10th, but finally we do know the date, which is on 19th, which is a couple of days off. But more importantly is that the rally has started, and of course many of you would have noticed by now if you have listened to the live FB. I talk about giving you what has happened now past 13, 14, and right this time the GE15 in here. Many opportunities, but bear in mind many of these is going to be short-term in nature. So let's cover them this morning in our breakfast show in our usual segment in there. And thank you for coming along, and thank you for your support all this while. We really appreciate that. Let's take a look at what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show. So this morning what we're going to be sharing is definitely going to be the respective area, right? How to make best in this opportunity that we see. Now we have did see the stage 1 accumulation that we've seen. That's right. That's why the market come down. I'm just going to show you the chart in a matter. Now the market is ready to mark up for this, what we call a stage 2, since we have that Green Pentagon in here. But more importantly, have you observed how our KLCI ended with the end of the stage 1 in here? I think it's very important. If you've been following the program, you will see the progress, how that market turned itself, and then when the Green Pentagon come out. So more importantly is how do you capitalize on all these using the VSA 360 Pentagon Guider intraday. And again, every Friday morning we'll show you some of the past results, especially around the 9:30 or 10 o'clock here, how those results would have fared. As I said before, intraday is definitely one of the ways where you can prepare the stock watch list for this GE15 rally. And those of you who have subscribed to our VSA 360, we thank you for your kind business and we appreciate it. If not, you can also set it up in your regular in here. Now, one of the key things in really using Pentagon Guider is continue to backtest it, and if you've been following it, that itself is actually backtest, right? You may try a few, but the more that you try, the better the success rate in here, which we have done a lot more, supported by the right sector. Now, especially if you're inexperienced in here, VSA has done the hard work for you. So let's take a look at our program that we have for you today. And for those of you who are interested in the VSA 60, we have a good treat for you. Our masterclass for our November set is here already. Now, for those of you, you can follow us in our Pentagon trading portfolio. That's the QR code for that one in here. And also we like to hear your feedback, how we can improve this program and how you can also benefit that too. Now, VSA 360 is not possible with our intraday alert, and we not only have that, we have all the fundamental in here. But right now, with the condition of the market that we have, the bear market in here, of course, those of you who are prompting for the longer term investing like me, the fundamentals is available in here too with our regular training. Now, some of the new features many of you may have aware of is our visual trading plan, stock alert notification. Makes sense, especially right now with the GE15 in place and turning on, you're able to pick up some of those stocks, and also the risk to reward in here. Now, of course, let's take a look at our VSA 360 this morning with the further things in mind for the so-called 21st of October. So far, you notice this morning that actually the market actually opened a bit lower. But since then, the last update that we have, which is up 1.34%, it is holding up. And I think this so-called the 40-day moving average, you could see that that's 1443, the 1440. It's gonna, and analyst has pointed out that we might see breaking back to 1500. That's how high we can go. And remember, on the breakfast show that I did early on, as well as a live FB, I talk about how much of the degree of freedom that this market can move up in here. And of course, no surprises in here because all these things I've been talking, and those of you who've been following will probably know what I've said that in here. But surprisingly, yesterday, right, with the big move that we saw yesterday, which is this big move, 20 points move, the KLCI foreign funds flows were still negative right? You can see negative 83. There was only one occasion. That also probably tell you that this rally that we see may be short-lived. That's why stick to the shorter term. As long as you don't have that kind of foreign funds coming in, likelihood the 1440 level may be difficult to breach in here. Let's see if we do get some sort of foreign funds coming in here, then you will see this thing here. We need, like in the previous time up here, the VSA 360 has that information in here. So right now we can see on the healthcare side, the healthcare is the one that is rallying. Technology is the worst performer, continue to turn worse. So some of the stocks that you have on the so-called intraday alert, take note, these technology stocks may not perform as well because the overall sector is down. Now let's also take a look at the sector analysis. A lot of them have turned green. You can see there, right? Technology started to turn too. Oh, just turn Green Pentagon. You can see from here, right? Just turn Green Pentagon, but marked down by it because of the so-called chip Act, or the so-called CHIP Act, as well as the restricting of the chip by the Biden administration for the Taiwan from the Taiwan side against the China has sort of pulled back a lot of our chip maker in here. But I think that's a bit overblown in here. So the market right now is at the bottom in here. I think at one point of time this market will move up, but right now what is really moving, we can see from here, sorting that is the healthcare. Previously that we did see healthcare was lumbering. Finally we see this Green Pentagon in here, and that's a lot of people are asking, especially should I get rid of my shares, and I do think that you should get rid some of it in here. Wholly, if the market were to go up, at least you could relinquish some of your funds and able to trade on under this GE15. Do what I say here make sense? Right? If I do, just type into your comment. I'd like to hear if you have got written of your rubber glove stock, but I do know that many of you may have gotten rid of it much earlier, as your perspective will be much shorter term in here. So you can see the other finance has also just turned Green Pentagon. You can see that usually is the big counter, big movement in here, and that's why yesterday the last two big movement here came from here. The finance is one of the big cap in here. Industrial product just turned Green Pentagon. You can see the duration, one means just semalam saja lah. This is all. So you can see industrial product, all these are really making up consumer too, right? Also turning Green Pentagon in here. So that's wonderful. So this would be what we call the area that you want to be concentrating in here. And some of these construction, not yet, not really to move up yet, maybe just because of the MRT3 project that's dishing out in this budget 2023. So right now, for those of you who are trading in the shorter terms, these would be the sectors you want to pick up. So if you're trading the intraday one, these are the sector you want to be looking at here. All right, so that's what we have in here. Let's look at the notification that we have right now on our top right hand side in here. Again, this is really one of the features of the VSA 360. You can see Home Return Green Pentagon, right? Vision, Yinsun, then Dufu, KPJ, Mr. DIY, one of the budget 2023 turn Green Pentagon, Hibiscus, YTL, Heng Yuan, PAB. These are much earlier on. Turn on Heng Yuan, turn on the 21st, right? Let's take a look at Heng Yuan as we see the oil and gas. Just turn Green Pentagon. A nice 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. As long as it's green, that's pretty decent. But this stock, again, it's above $4, so it'll take a bit of a while to move out. So that's going to give you some sort of prognosis where we are heading at. Of course, you can look at this again in here. Dufu turn Red Pentagon. Unfortunately, that's one of the technology stocks did turn Red Pentagon. So check it out in here so you have a good feel of some of the market in here. If not, we'll just stick to those that we talk about in the intro. Of course, some of you may have some stock you want me to review. Feel free to pencil it. And on my own personal list, Hibiscus hit green, DIY hit green, Dufu hit red. So these are my lists in here. And of course, on my own menu in here, I can also check out my watch list, which I've set up in here that you can see. So I'm just waiting for this notification to come out. Right. Which I will go to my watch list under Martin Wong watch list here. This is the list that I have, and I can see whether all of them are green or not. OCK, which is the 5G of budget 2023, still down. Okay, hibiscus is down this morning in here. So you can see there are only two. Revenue just turned green on the 18th, so you can check out revenue here, right? Which is a digit turn. Green Pentagon, but it's heading back to the $1 mark in here, has a 1.118. So let's see how well it performs. So it sort of gives you the area where we are talking about. Previously on the SciCorp, you can see that turned Green Pentagon on the 15th of August, made about a 64% return. Since then, this market has really moved up in here. So majority of them are turning up. But of course, those of you who are in the VSA 360 members, use the UMNO list. Okay, some of these UMNO lists that you can see here. Wow, Strawberry cable has gone up. Of course, this is only 5 cents. Destiny is also less than 10 cents. So all this boleh jalan lah. Data Prep 15 cents. Gabunda is back 375 here. Molten, CMSB, MYEG still red Pentagon. Just take note of it. On the 13th. So Bila want to turn, we just have to look into that. So this gives you some sort of look ahead that you may have some sort of stocks that you have. But of course, one of the simple way that I do, I'll use the intraday alert, and this is something that you want to get hold of the VSA 360, and later on we're going to be turning into this here. Okay, so on a personal notification, of course, your own list will be different, and that's why you want to get hold of the VSA 360, like many of our success members that have done so. All right, let's take a look at the end of the stage 4. And remember, the week before we are talking about market exhaustion, right? So it's important for you to understand the market stages. Right now, we have seen the week before where we have the end of the stage 4, a very short stage 1 accumulation, and then now we have the beginning of a stage 2. They already started to move. As you can see, when did the Green Pentagon come out? It actually came out on the 19th of October. As I said before, some of these happening here. So it's important that you can get hold of the VSA 360 that allows you to. So look for the Green Pentagon after the stage 1 accumulation, enter the next day. But right now we have intraday trade, right? You can enter almost at the same time it is with the live 20 minutes update. So that will put you up into speed in here. Use the market stages to determine the bullishness and bearishness. Pick value to look for the profit target in here. All right, so this is what we are looking for, Green Pentagon with volume. Now if you look at the KLCI, still turning Green Pentagon on the 19th in here, this was the only accumulation. We have a double bottom. That accumulation is pretty short, you can see here. Then the market broke through in here. 1440 is the level they are looking for in here. There was no follow through. A short red Pentagon followed by Green Pentagon. Again, how much is this going to rally? We all know for the month of September, as I said it time and time again, we have almost a minus 8%. So usually if you have a month that drop a lot, what happened to the next month? October rally, right? And so far, if you look at the VSA 360, let me just show you here the intraday report. Let me just get back to the dashboard here. The seasonal charts, right, on the Bursa, in the KLCI is up 3% in it. You see, previously it was 12% minus 7, right? So we got a lot more room to swing up. All right, take note of it. Okay, don't be scared to get into this market. As I see a lot of people are still worried, hey, is this true or not? I've seen long enough, and you got to trust the Pentagon guider in there. After all, if things don't work, what is your trading plan? I think that's very important. Those of you who is following this lesson in here, probably a big shout out for those of you who follow it and then able to profit from it too in here. All right, so we can see the 40-day moving average. Of course, we will see the big taiko. The US Dow Jones need to break above this level, the 40-day moving average. You can fix that, and I did updated you guys on the morning podcast on our Telegram channel, so make sure you join that and follow that too. Right, so we have seen the end of the stage 1 accumulation, and we're seeing beginning of a stage 2 markup in here. Now if you look at switching to a weekly chart using the VSA market indicator, the sell-off that we have since going back to March has a bit overdone. It's down 16%. The last round we have 12, 18% and 10% in here. This was the worst ever since the COVID-19 way back in March 2020. So right now we can see weekly, every time we have this spring, look here, look at this one here, right? You can see these are the spring, and that's the pattern we are looking for. So we will see this rally, this about 9%, about 10%. So this one also at least 8% lah. 8% swing from the bottom, you're going to be hitting around the 1500 in here. So this is how professional does some sort of forecast. But then again, you are with VSA, we will inform you and notice in here. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit back and watch, still holding on to those previous losses, or buy and hold? That's why we always talk about the potential strategy that you need to do, and that's why we have our 100-day orientation program, which I've talked about earlier on, to help you put you up in the right speed. That 3-month orientation onboarding is to get you to learn how to trade like some of our successful students that's done through our VSA challenging program in here, to challenge you, to put you up and able to benefit going forward in here. Take note of our 100-day onboarding orientation, and one way to do that is to join our group in here and subscribe to our system in here. All right, let's take a look at the next. Yes, our 100-day moving average, 100-day orientation in here. Now, right now, the market has already bottomed. We have the Green Pentagon in here. Finding those, what we call the stage 2 stocks, is important. Use the Pentagon Guider screener in here, especially the intraday in here, just like many of our past challengers have done so. They have done pretty well in here. Our 100-day program, right, will start in November, so you still have time to register for that one, and the numbers just right below here where you can find out more information. Now let's take a look at some of the stock selection success that we have going back to 1 week, which usually we do every week. Last week we look at the week before, we look on the 7th of October. So this week we'll look on the 14th of October. So screenshot from it, and of course what we say is what we do here. So you can look at the screenshot on the 14th of October. So you can just scroll right at the bottom in here, and when you see that Green Pentagon, that's the one you want to. So this VSA 360 is definitely one of the tools we really recommend that you want to be using. All right, let's stick at where we are. So you can see the first one was Hectare 936. All right, and we are just trading those Green Pentagon here. All right, Pentagon Guider, Green Pentagon here, and Kobe E-metal iconic was because 11 cents. We want to pick those above the 47 cents. Let's see how well they fare. All right, now the first one is the Pentagon Guider pickup Hectare REITs. Then you know generally REITs don't move that much, but this one here was trading below zero, which is worthy. And you could see in 5 days, which is last week until now, market actually went up by 8.6%. Of course, from the time when it spotted at 52 cents at 9:36 AM. Sorry for this. This is AM, not PM. Okay, so take note of that one here. So I'll just make an amendment later on. So 8.6% for $5,000 trade, giving it a potential price gain of 432 ringgit in here. So the next one is Opcon, which is also at 9:36 AM, spotted at 87 cents. This one is a bit high here. Notice above zero, but the market did go back down, but it did not hit higher. It actually went up to 87.5 cents in here, but right now it's doing 86 cents. And I think give it a time. This is Opcon. It's one of those what we call, I believe, is the political connected. This one, political connected stocks, and that's why it's moving up as the announcement of the election in here. All right, so Opcon didn't fare too bad. Next one is Kobe. Again, remember early on we talked about technology stock dropping a lot, but this one held on and it did break up. You can see Kobe spotted at 273 at 9:36 AM, and then finally the market just broke back to 284 with a 4% gain from the spotted time to the high, giving it a potential of 200 ringgit, simply just buying on the price. Now next one we have is Aeon Metals. We can see it's spotted at 68.5 at 9:36. Right, notice also the market stages is below the zero line here, and it did hit high of 75 cents, giving it a potential gain of 9.5% with a 474 price gain from a 5k trade. So a little bit small fish, but enough for sufficient, right? And that's what we talk about here. This is the kind of trade that we do. Couple of $100 every day. If you can get, of course, there will be some losses. So limit your losses in here. A trading approach and the 100-day onboarding challenges are supposed to get you into that kind of trading skill, that kind of practice that will put you up into speed in here. Try us out. All right, so this is what you do. And of course, we also have our intraday report that sends you, if you miss any of the trade, at least you continue to watch this. You can see GOB was a 13% spotted at 10 a.m. in here, and then the day closes on. This was on the 19th of October, which is where every day we send it out in here. TH Plantation, let me just get back that again. You can see TH Plantation 8.7. KLCI did move, right? And they also moved about 9.12. Bolstead was 3% in here. So all is the focus of getting that fish, which is really the idea of our Pentagon Guider with our 100-day onboarding orientation for our VSA member in here. Now, right now with the October month coming to another week, we have the Deepavali next week in here. So the market is likely to be a bit quiet, but the rally, what do you think? It's likely to continue or not? Yes, as long as this election until the 19th of November. Of course, after 19th of November, that's another story. I'll probably give you another update in here. So you're going to be having a reasonably success in here if you're willing to trade the shorter term. For those of you who've been following me, I think you probably spot some of the things I've talked about. Screen through your daily screener using the Pentagon Guider. Short-term trading, every day got fishes. Remember, criteria above 47 cents, 3 to 4% in here, and you become more efficient, just like this fishing rod, 3 or 4 times faster in here. All right, let's take a look at some of the stocks we have this morning with our intraday alert. All right, so all you got to do, log in, get onto the menu, go to the intraday alert, right, and just look for those Green Pentagon. Sarawak Cable turned 11%. That's 5 cents, so we don't want to pick it. We want to pick around the 47 cents. Classic Scenic. Okay, so next week you're going to come and look at Classic Scenic. Maybank, oh, finally the banks have turned, right? Maybank turned, MISC $7, Genting also turned, and also VXPX, that's 19 cents, so we won't be looking at. Vinvest 21 cents. That's all for this morning in here, okay? So that was a quick one in here. Of course, with VSA 360, and once you have it, you can check it out every day, not necessarily Friday, because we are only doing this on a Friday in here. All right, so one of our product of our VSA program is the day challenge. Just like Eric, one of our winner in the month of June, he made about 28.6% in 1 month, while the KLCI dropping. So which does tells you this rally in the GE15, you're able to even achieve higher result, right? But we go through all the necessary challenge. So beginning November 2022, start your trading journey with our 100-day TradeVSA onboarding orientation. Join us right now in here, and what better way for our November class uptake in here. We have 2 foundation, 3 classes in here for a 1-year membership in and at least a 12-month software and 3 months 100-day onboarding guide. And these are some of the things we'll be teaching. The pullback for our coach Fu, highly successful, lots of good win in here and setting up in here. And many of you will have seen some of the things we talk about, but the VSA 360 is not. And the trading palm more future, this month I have to say the 3rd of December will be a very interesting one, because we have a new trading system, trading on a shorter time frame, and we're going to be sharing you some of our back tested result, which is actually pretty decent and profitable. We have seen the last 3 days, the CPO prices has gone up, and we want to make this as one of our rule-based discussion method for our members, and you'll be getting first that you're able to make few hundred ringgit every day, or even one session, at least if you're lucky about 1,000 or more in a day, depending if the market trends or not. And that's what we want to do. Small price to invest, big benefits to rip through our masterclass in here, right? And more product of VSA success story are you. That's why we can train you. The question is, are you ready in here? Join our 100-day, and of course for our existing member, the 100-day onboarding orientation is absolutely free for you in here. But for those of you who are not, you can also sign up right now with on our pricing in here. First day mover advantage in here. And thank you for those of you who have shared your regular feedback in here. We really appreciate in right now in here. And one more talk, which is next Wednesday, my fellow coach, my fellow senior trainer Zach in here for the GE15, the kind of theme you'll be working on next week in here for finishing the strong month of October. All right, so give us your review in here. You can stand a chance also to win. So right now we're going to take a couple of shares if you have want me to look at, and most of the shares again, if you have a chance, you let it run a bit, but if it does have some sort of red pentagon exit, I think those of you who are the regular one will probably know that. Any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to put it in there. But I'm going to take a look at one of the usual member, or here is Apex Health, okay, which I still remember, I think was Kevin, right? Apex Health. Apex Equity, Apex Healthcare, Apex. Okay, let's take a look. Is this one? Okay, switching to a daily chart. Maybe not this one. You see, there's no Apex Health. Equity, or maybe they already joined. I can't find that stock here. Apex Health, A Health, maybe. Yeah, A Health. Yeah, Apex A Health. All right. So finally, the market just sort of hold, and then this morning sell off a bit in here. You can see market did break down. So again, during this time frame, you want to be trading the shorter time frame in here. So any stocks that you want me to look at, yep, you have Stephen, United Plantation. All right, now this one it's a investing share, okay? It's not really a trading share, okay? United Plantation in here. Let me see, UTD PLT. Yeah. All right, this one. Yeah, it's just it's not going to move that much, okay? So you can see from here. So this one just sort of hold. As long as the CPO prices recover, you'll be fine, okay? This is investing, paying a very good dividend. And how do I know that, Stephen? If you have the VSA 360 UTD and put in the United Plantation, then you can see this one is rated 6 out of 8 with a 7% dividend. A very good one in here. Not much of a trading share. This one you put and simpan, all right? We got Jennifer there for DNEX. These are your usual one, right? And downtrend, cut. Okay, move on to something else, right? Look for those in the intraday alert, all right? Just make sure you look for those in the intraday alert. No point banking on this kind of old history stocks in here, okay? Because if you want to trade, wait for the Green Pentagon here. Technology stocks, remember just now we talked already, yeah? These are the sectors which is out of favor, especially in this shorter terms. It's not there. Anyway, thank you for the stocks that you submitted. Thank you to Stephen. Thanks to Jennifer for your participation in here. And don't forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our video. And have a great weekend. Happy Diwali over the long weekend. It's going to be very interesting. I'll be back. I'll take a short break on Monday, it being a holiday. I'll be back on the next Friday again in here, but I'll still continue to update on our morning podcast that we usually do in here. At least you get to hear my voice in here. So that's all I have. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing this video and time out, and I enjoy your presence very, very much. Bye bye.